I can't believe it was only yesterday when we came out and it was pure blue, gorgeous, cloudless skies and it was warm. Look at this a few hours later. It's frozen, it's a frozen landscape. All the trees are covered in hoarfrost. It's still beautiful though. Isn't that weird? It's totally different, it's cold, some might say it's miserable. I think it's stunning. We're really going to enjoy this. But this is one of the things you get for living in the UK. One day it can be absolutely beautiful and blue and bright and sunny and warm. And the following day it can be absolutely beautifully grey and frosty. But one thing we got the other day when we were out in the sunshine is it's still. There is not a breath of wind. And that turns it all into some kind of enchanted landscape. There's not a breath of wind. Quite a few people about with dogs. But we found a quiet area now in the Arboretum. And it's quiet. But the overall thing about it is it's still. There is not one breath of wind. Molly's loving it. I'm going to be ready for a cup of tea when we've done this though, because it is cold. Passing benches. All the benches have got little plaques on them in remembrance to someone, some loved one who's passed over, and the family will come and everybody else will come and sit here. Teddy Ainsworth, 1922 to 1999. He must have liked it up here, Teddy. I wonder if somebody will put a plaque out to me. I doubt it. It's not what my name is. I don't know anybody. I'm a miserable old sod. Why would they? I'm not really. Molly's having a wonderful time as well. Hopefully, she will sleep for a couple of hours when we get back. She had a really good walk yesterday in the sun, like in my last video. She's got home, bouncing around like a lunatic. Nearly 13 years old. Feeding her too well. Probably got to stop feeding her for a while. There's a little bench over here. Let's just have a walk over here. There's a bench. And it always reminds me of like something out of The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings or something like that. It looks like it's too big for a human. You feel like a bit of a borrower. If anybody remembers the borrowers, people who lived in the skirting boards. A television series with Ian Allman, didn't they? And was it Penelope Whitton? Something like that. Here we are, and this one, Ian Walker, a true man of the trees, sadly missed but fondly remembered by all his friends and colleagues at United Utilities. And he's got that bench dedicated to him. And it's big, it's slightly bigger than human size. Well done, Ian, lad. Well done. It's cold. There's like a hoarfrost on everything, which is really, really quite cool. Loving it. We could go off-piste, but all the fields around are completely waterlogged. We've had an incredible amount of rain, and I think there's going to be more over the next few days. But it's incredibly wet and boggy. So we'll stick to the paths, me and Molly, and just enjoy ourselves, just enjoy the day, enjoy being out in the countryside at this beautiful time of the year. Like all other times of the year. There are a couple of people in front of us now with those cardboard coffee cups, the brown cardboard coffee cups that you see, because there's a place down the barn close to here where you can buy coffee. A lot of people do, but there's no waste bins up here. So what they do, they used to drink it and then throw it on the floor because they're idiots. And they aren't people who respect the countryside. Probably just come out between episodes of Coronation Street. Do I sound like an insufferable snob sometimes? I think I do. But I'm not a snob. I'm just very, very protective of the countryside, I think. People don't respect it without knowing that they're not respecting it. It's unconscious bias against the countryside. They just haven't been taught. When you've kind of lived with it all your life and you just unconsciously learn to appreciate it, then you don't even think about it. It's just... But you are hypersensitive to noticing other people doing things wrong. You kind of take ownership for it. It's like your child in a weird kind of way. It's like, how dare you? I mean, I've pulled people up for throwing rubbish away in the past. I don't know why I've done it really, because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not confrontational at all. I'm like Mr. Softy. But occasionally I have, but only when they're smaller than me. Because I'm more an idiot. This is so nice. I can actually hear car noise in the background because we're closer to the main roads than we were yesterday. But it still doesn't really impact on the overall silence of the place and the peace. And the stillness of the water at the side of the path. Stillness of the branches. There's hardly any birds. There's the odd robin knocking about. There's not a leaf on the tree. The ground's frozen. There's not a reason for them to be here. There's nothing to eat, nothing to forage for. Except brown cardboard coffee cups. Ubiquitous brown cardboard coffee cup. I'm going to cut our walk short in a bit. It's been lovely. We've had a lovely time out here. I'm going to Grandma's next. See my mother. But there are just so many people. We've found a lovely little spot next to a stream. You can hear it, I hope. And it's still, can you see how still it is? The sun is trying to come out. Until next time, be safe, have a lovely time. See you again. Peace and love. Hello, Molly.